Yeah. This your boy HeEro, aka the original Outcast, aka the Shadow King from Schuylerville, man. And y'all tuning in to Hidden Treasures, man. Hey, this interview right here. I ain't gonna say too much, but just know I got some stuff to say. So it's gonna be y'all better tune in. Y'all better tune in, wake up, cause I'm coming into y'all live right now. You know what I'm saying? So be on the lookout. You know what I'm saying? It's big chilling. Like I said, Hidden Treasures. That's what you watching. Oh yeah.
Got my man HeEro in the house.
You already know what's up, though.
Man, what the deal is with your big homie?
Shh, chilling, man. Just modulating as normal, you know.
Man, for the people who don't know you, go in a little background of who you is or what you got going or what we doing
All right. For those who don't know, I'm HeEro, aka the original Outcast, aka the Shadow King. You know, Skylandville. You know, threes up. That's how we do. Uh, man, I'm basically like deal with hip hop, of course, musician, producer, but I make music, man. That's just me, you know what I'm saying? I'm an alternative hip hop artist, but you know, I can make anything I want to. Music is my thing. That's just me. Right now I'm in the kitchen cooking, getting some together for y'all, for the people. Um, since this year hip hop has been like phenomenal. We saw battles. We've been seeing like the vets drop good albums and shit. So I'm, I came back outside and to play in the mud. I don't know what everybody talk about the outside, but they ain't in the mud. I'm in the mud. So I'm
here?
getting some shit.
And what you mean by you in the mud?
I'm in the mud, man. You know, look, when people say they outside, you can be outside. You can be in the grass. You can be in the streets. You can be on the sidewalk. You can be on the porch. I'm in the mud. It's dirty out here. You know what I'm saying? My style of music is good in the mud. You know what I'm saying? When I mean in the mud, it's that it's that shit that basically, you know, um, it's that feel good, right in your face. It's the truth, not my truth, the truth. Because I feel like with the truth, you can't run away from that. It's absolute. It's what it is. It is what it is. Some people be like my truth, they truth be like half ass, or it's just I don't deal with that. I deal with the truth. Even if it's dealing with myself, I deal with exactly who I am. It's like the original Outcast is me, HeEro is, but the Shadow King is an enemy to society. See, I'm up here studying and shit, but it's I'm an enemy to society. So I'm that villain. I'm that heel that y'all need. I'm the bad guy that y'all need. Y'all don't understand that right now, but you will soon.
We go by HeEro, you say, right?
Yeah.
So how you come up with that name?
All right. Um, it's like a two-part story, somewhat, but not really. So I'm gonna go ahead and explain it to you like this. I'm a big anime fan. I grew up watching anime since I was 5, and one of my favorites is Gundam Wing, and the character's name is HeEro. Not pronounced how I say the name, but his name is Hiro Yui, and he's basically an assassin. He's working for this, working for these people in the colony who are basically trying to liberate Earth, so to speak, and they fighting for freedom, so to speak. But he was like a 14, 15-year old kid who was an assassin. So I took that in consideration of how he actually like did his job and how he was with it as far as like, okay, his IQ was this, and he was basically that dude. So I took on that idea as far as like that persona, so to speak, and put that in music. My music, how I am, I'm very aggressive. Um, when I put my words down, I just aim to kill whatever it is. I'm that type of person. However, I broke it down into an acronym, and it's HeEro, meaning having every effort reaching opportunities. So I kept the mentality of whatever you do, be a killer, go out, handle your business, make sure you do it 100%. You got to go out there and kill. And, you got to make sure every effort is 100%. So that's why it's like having every effort, which is in my music, you'll hear me like HEE. That's what that means. So, yeah.
So you had sent me a list song or whatnot, and I
Right.
checked it out, and I think I got back with you, and I was like, it gave me Tech Nine vibes.
I mean, yeah, I can see why. All right. Uh, because Tech is more of a technician. He's very technical with his stuff. Every syllable rhymes. Even though he like does a lot of chopping, a lot of sniping, but he's very technical. Every bar rhymes. The first bar rhymes with the last bar, with the middle bar, everything like that. I do snipe every now and then, and I make sure every bar rhymes or whatnot. Sometimes I'll just be like, I'm just want to just get the message out, depending on how I do it. But um, I punch a lot. I punch a lot. I scheme a lot, depending on what I want to do. If I'm telling a story, I'll punch here and there. I'll scheme with it, but everything is technique with my style. My style is technical, but it has a lot of feeling in it. It's very emotional. But that joint I sent you, The Reckoning, that was basically me showing off the Shadow King. And it's like, I'm gonna be real with you. I wouldn't have to do that if everybody out here didn't suck like that. I'm sorry. No, I'm not. So I'm just like in BR, I know I'm like one of the best, if not the best out here who's like technical rappers. And I don't even like to call myself a rapper because it seems like everybody just want to get out here and be a rapper and say anything and everything on the mic, and it annoys me. Y'all just don't inspire me. I'm not inspired. I have to be inspired, and y'all not doing it for me. So I gotta go out and be the bad guy and actually come out here and just set the tone because y'all not doing it. Everybody want to be the rawest. They want to be the sickest. Look, understand this. You can be raw until you actually see me and you get cooked. You can be sick until you see me and then I actually come up with a cure for that situation. It don't matter. You can be a demon and you'll get baptized. Either way, I don't play with you. I'm not playing with y'all because y'all just not what it is. I'm telling you what it is with me personally. I am two of me, actually three of me. My personality is three of me. And they top three. And especially here in BR, I see no competition like that. I don't care if your feelings hurt. Send something at me and we go see how you can go ball for ball with me. This guy go end up with. I'm sorry. No, I'm not. But that's what it is. It's just what it is. My style of music is to inspire, is to actually like build hope and all this and get you motivated and teach you discipline. But on the other side of it, I just want to just murk stuff. That's just what it is. I'm just like I come from the field of battle rap. I understand what that is.
I mean, can you explain yourself? Go into a little more detail
What do you
because
mean?
we in Baton Rouge, and when you hear kill stuff, and most people by my audience they gonna think you talking about drill.
Nah,
Man, you know you not talking about drill music.
Okay, when I mean kill stuff, I mean when I hear that beat, it's dead. When I hear that beat, shit is dead. First of all, I ain't no street rapper, so don't get it twisted. I'm not from the hood, but I ain't no street rapper. My whole shit is with the streets. Fuck the streets. I don't care about all that shit. Cause that shit is stupid to me. But when I'm talking about like if say person A is dealing with me, and he wanted to do a song with me, and be like, yeah, man, we gonna do the song together. My whole thing is like, all right, cool, we can do that. I'm like, what's the concept? The concept, oh man, you just gotta go in. You sure you want to do that? This shit ain't gonna be. This shit ain't gonna be. You can't fuck around with me. Don't fuck around with me. You come out there lazy, you just go look lazy, and don't rewrite your shit. You better come in there with your A game. You better come in there 100% because I'm about to kill shit. I am known to actually murk shit when it comes in the booth. In the booth, I'm not playing with you. On stage, I'm not playing with you. I'm trying to actually like. I don't care who goes first. I don't care who goes behind me. As far as that, no Diddy. I don't no Diddy. I don't care who goes behind me in a performance. No Diddy. But when I'm on that stage or when I'm in that booth, it's my shit. This shit is my shit. Rapping is my shit. Music is my shit. It's mine. Y'all had y'all turn. Y'all, I've been lending it out for too long. It's my shit now. It's mine. I don't give a fuck how you feel. It's my shit. And I'm here to take my shit. Feel salty about how you want to feel. But y'all got to step y'all shit up. And y'all not. I hear this. Everybody around the same. Everybody talk the same.
So you mentioned you're from Scotlandville.
Right.
So can you give us some backstories of what it was like for you,
like growing up,
personally growing up in Scotlandville?
Yeah. Well, for one, I'm a military brat. My pops is from Cali, and my mom's from Michigan, so I'm a military brat. But growing up, I didn't realize the situation of because I was born in the '80s. You know, I'm an '80s baby, so the conditions of Scotlandville of what it was isn't today. It's kind of different. I did see like crazy shit. I've seen some wild shit. Uh I've seen dude get stabbed before. I actually like seen, fiends actually like go and chase the rock, whatnot. I've seen dope. Matter of fact, I'm gonna tell you this one story. This is what kept me, and this is why I say fuck the streets, because it was actually a dope boy. And growing up, there's this thing of uh, a community and a village. Basically, it takes a village to raise a child. That was true back in the day. I don't know about today, but I'm going to play ball at Anna T. Jordan, and I'm up there walking up the street or whatnot, and I think this is on Somerset or whatever, and Cat was like, "Hey, ain't you little mama son?" I'm up there like I'm holding my ball and shit. I'm looking like, yeah, that's what they call my mama, little mama, you know. So I'm like, hey, I catch you around this shit again. I'm gonna whoop your ass. And at that time, it was already to the point where it's like an ass whooping back then. That'll scare your ass straight. You like, especially if you had people that that cared, because it's like if one person heard something, everybody, you go get your ass whooped all down the street and shit. You know what I'm saying? So it was it was enough to actually like keep me on the straight path because everybody knew me. That's one thing I realized. Um, like I said, I ain't seen. I remember one time my pops told me this, and I didn't understand it as a kid. But somebody, a dope fiend, actually like bust the window, the driver's side window, to actually like steal car stereo for his fix or whatnot. So I didn't understand it as a kid, and they did their best to keep me away from that shit. But as I started to grow older, I saw these things for myself. So I saw, like I said, dudes get shot at, shoot back. I ain't been around motherfuckers who was just like on dope, just wilding, walking up the street, and they come back up there smoking that shit in front of kids and shit. You see this shit. So I did have cousins that kept me away from it, but I did see everything that I wasn't supposed to see. But it's the world. You go see it. You go see it anyway. I talk about it in my music in different things. But I tend not to actually, I don't talk about it from a glorified perspective. I talk about it from a perspective of I'm putting you in that, and I'm walking you through the neighborhood. I'm walking you through BR with me to actually see it from a sophisticated view, not just a view of like, yeah, I'm out here thugging and all this. No, 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 no. First of all, that ain't me. I'm trying to get you to see the conditions of what's going on and the shit that nobody really talks about, like talking about. You know, they talk about the glorified part. They don't talk about the fact of growing up, you couldn't say nobody in your family was a crack because everybody had a crackhead in their family, but you couldn't say that shit because that get your ass whooped. You had to fight. That was a big thing back in the day, but everybody had one. I had cousins that was on that shit. I knew people who was on that shit. It was weird because you never understood why the fuck they were doing what they were doing. You know, so even the situation, I had a crackhead actually like steal steal video games from me and my brother at our house. So we had that we had that shit happen. We seen crazy shit, you know, walking in the house with people actually like, which I find heroin disgusting. I've seen like fiends actually like pass the same needle off to each other. They just didn't give a fuck. We know that's not hygienic at all. We know what that can cause. Us being in their right mind, they don't give a shit. They chasing that first high. So we seen that shit. That shit is crazy. Me and my mom, we had to one time uh go get a truck back because the dude who she was with at that time, because my parents divorced when I was like 11, but she ended up remarrying, and the dude she was with ended up tried to sell the truck. I went with her, and I'm seeing these motherfucking smokers and motherfuckers shooting up in the house, and that shit is. I'm just looking like, you passing off a needle? What the fuck? Because in school, you knew that was a no-no. We see, like in the 80s to the 90s was a rough ass time, and kids they don't understand that shit. They be like, well, you grew up in the 1900s, like. You wouldn't be able to survive that shit. Most of these motherfuckers wouldn't be able to survive that shit because there was a lot of shit we had to treat like it was normal. A lot of us did treat that shit as normal. You know, it was when murders was like motherfuckers run around doing all these drills and shit, but for what? It ain't survival. Y'all just doing this shit. You know what I'm saying? Motherfuckers ain't really actually out here just like, my people got to eat. I got to go sell this rock. I got to get this rock off. Ain't nobody doing that shit no more. Motherfuckers, they
Doing it
just,
for a pound J.
yeah, I'm just like, what? Like, dude, I knew cats who was actually like doing that shit to make sure make sure they family ate. That shit, ain't nobody out here surviving like Tyler. There's a lot more opportunities nowadays than it was back then. I will say that. Growing up, born in the 80s, growing up in the 90s, and seeing the 2000s and shit, how that shit going is,
So let me ask you this.
Hmm?
If any, what effect did the drug epidemic have or the crack epidemic have on you wanting to be a rapper?
I'm gonna be honest with you. I always wanted to do music. I always wanted to make music, but I didn't want to rap at first. It became my therapy because I deal with depression and I deal with anxiety. So it was a way to actually get my aggression out as far as like, okay, I'm going through I didn't know at the time I was dealing with anxiety. I didn't know that until about like maybe what I want to say, maybe last year. I didn't know I was actually like dealing with that shit or depression. Uh, but it made me actually like come clear with a lot of stuff that actually has happened to me or I've seen happen. It made me actually like be a lot honest with myself and honest with my surroundings. Like, yo, this shit ain't it, bro. Like, it's like the south side and the north side. We all know it's completely different. The south side of town looks good, depending on what part you in. But the north side altogether looks a lot like I can't even pronounce pronounce the word. Dilapidated. It looks fucked up. I can't speak. I can't speak right now. Forgive me. Okay, so it's jacked up. The north side's jacked up. The roads are jacked up, especially all of the Skyline. Go up scenic, it's fucked up. You see in scenic, it's like, man. Then you see the same things from the 80s, houses fucked up, and nobody's talking about this shit.
But you know what's crazy? I had a homeboy one time. He said, "Bro, these people got to be replaced. Like your crackheads, all that. Like,
yeah, I mean, okay."
It was crazy that he put it that way, but it was
I understand what he's saying. It's fucked up the way he said it, but I understand. Yeah, it's real. Yeah, it's real. Because you got to look at it like these people are still stuck in that time. They still stuck in the 80s. They still stuck in the 90s. Wherever the fuck they are, they're still stuck there. They not the same people anymore. They walking zombies. We really walking around like it's Resident Evil in this bitch. It's serious. And nobody talks about, I don't hear nobody talk about this shit in the music. They talk about, yeah, I'm up here getting it off to the snorters and all this. I'm getting it off to the fiends, this, I'm making money. But you gotta understand that family is destroyed. You actually like dealt with that shit. They don't talk about the overdose. So. They don't talk about that shit. They don't talk about actually the fact that like somebody overdosed on the shit I actually like just gave
0 to 99.
The 99?
0 to 99.
it's just go like we right down here, then we go talk about this shit. That's why like artists I listen to nowadays, like
so give some of the artists you listen to, not to cut you off. Like
yeah. Right now,
just in general, if right now that's how you feel.
Like in hip hop, right now I'm listening to 38 Special. I'm listening to Benny the Butcher, and the reason why they do drug talk. But here's the thing: I like my drug talk like Pimp C. You can't tell one side of the story that you winning and not tell the story about you losing, because there's a lot of losses in that shit. People don't realize a lot. Like, yeah, I'm up here. I ran off on the plug, and next thing you know, your man disappeared somewhere. You can't find him. Ain't nobody tell about that shit. So I respect Griselda completely. Benny the Butcher, 38 Special, Conway. I listen to them. Who else I'm listening to? Cat out in Brooklyn named 6 Seconds, who I've been fucking with for a while as far as like music wise. I don't know him personally, but I fucks with his shit. And this is all in hip hop. Of course, still Eminem fan. That Death of Some Shady album was fire. Who else I fuck with? Listen, you gonna make me pull out my phone right now. I gotta pull out my phone right now and actually like pull out the albums I've been actually like listen to, because this is a lot of shit. Okay, hold up. Let's do that right quick. Hold up. Let's go there. So,
your interview, bro.
All right, let's see. All right, Absol. Of course, TDE. I've been listening to. Absol Soul Burger came out. Friday. That's fucking fire. Tyler the Creator, Chromocopia. I've been listening to that shit. That shit's fire. Grown man music. Salivan LaQ, advancing. Apologies in advance. This album came out in 2018, but it actually was recommended to me. Cat out in the West Side Chicago named Seba. Name of the album called Care for Me. Fillmore Green. All right. Now, a lot of the music I've been listening to lately has been like grown man music. Straight up. It's just it's always been my thing. Grown man music. You gotta say something to me. Now I don't mind having a good time and shit like that, But if I'm riding, you gotta talk. I don't want to turn up. I'm coming from work. I already turned up all day at work. Motherfucker, I want to hear what you got to say with some substance. So I need that. So yeah, Fillmore Green album, both of them. Let's see. What else? I still bump Kendrick shit. Marcus D. This a beat tape though. Marcus D. The Keeper. J. Cole might delete later. Larry June. Doechii is a female rapper. I think you should check her out. She from TDE too. And she from Florida too. It's called Alligator Bites Never Heal. That shit is fire. Ransom and Conway the Machine Chaos is my leader too. 38 Special Mother and Gun. Max Minnelli came out with something this year. That Max Payne 3. That shit was fire.
Was that you that told me that?
Yeah. I told you. Yeah.
That was you?
Yeah. Yeah.
That was you.
That Max Payne 3.
I had a homeboy that loved Max Minnelli.
Max Payne, that shit is fire. That shit is fire. So
big ups to Max.
Yeah, legend. One of my favorites out of BR. Who else I've been listening to? LL Cool J.
You got a long list. You probably got one of the longest lists on Hidden Treasure.
I'm saying though. My brother. Oh, okay. Now this is outside of hip hop now. This go for y'all. This go fuck y'all head up. Who actually? If you listen to music outside of just hip hop, I got some shit for you. My brother, he's an R&B singer, /pop singer. He came out with his album this year called Transition. That is fire.
The artist name is My Brother?
No, my brother. I didn't even see him. I'm tripping. No, his name is Aries Marquise. My brother. That's my real blood brother. He actually like came out with the name of the album is called Transitions. So a band called Post Profit, Self Defeater. That's the homies. Dear Solace is also another one. Cadillac Leather in July. That shit's fire. Yamata Hiroto. That if you like beat tapes and you like jazz, the name of this album is called Breath of Love. So you'll fuck with that if you actually like jazz.
I'm kind of like slick side in the jazz.
Okay, so if you want some jazz albums,
it ain't nothing I jumped into, but I went to a restaurant and like they was playing all the music, but it was like kind of like in like a French horn, like all the other.
You probably heard it. What is it? Alto, not alto. It's a baritone. Baritone or alto?
It was like in horns though. It wasn't like the regular song, but you could tell what the song is. But like in the French horn, like in the jazz way. It's just
man. Matter of fact, Juicy J dropped the album this year. From 3 6 Mafia, he dropped a jazz album, a hip hop jazz album. So, she was pretty dope. I was surprised myself when I heard it. I was like, I ain't no way in hell. I'm like, but it was good though. So I enjoyed it. As far as jazz, I got that in here too. One of my favorite Japanese groups, Atarishi Gakko. AG Colin, they dropped their album.
You pronounced it right.
Huh?
How do you know you pronounced it right?
Because the lead singer Suzuka actually pronounced it just like that. So I know. I know. Rakim dropped the album this year. God's Network Rebirth. Childish Gambino, Brando Stone in the New World. He dropped his album. I listened to that. Let's see. Just it's a lot of shit. Common and Pete Rock dropped the album together. I've been listening to everything. Like my album list is just all over the place. If you see this, I'm not bullshitting when I say I listen to everything. Like Japanese, Russian, Spanish, French, it's all in there. So I listen to my influences. I don't even have a top 10 artist or band anymore. I have my favorites, but like my influences are all over the fucking place. I've been listening to everything. But as hip hop, I never. Okay, brutal truth. I fell out of love with hip hop for a lot of reasons. One, I didn't stop rapping. I almost wanted to because it was uninspiring. Like I said, you motherfuckers wasn't inspiring me at all. So I had to go out and look for inspiration. But I fell out of love with hip hop because it wasn't the same. It was just too much dumb shit. Then you started seeing rappers die. What really took the breath out of me is Takeoff Death. Takeoff Death took the breath out of me. I'm not gonna lie. Because Takeoff is like me. Don't bother nobody, just mind his own business and shit like that. And then all of a sudden, he dies on some stupid ass shit, that checking in shit. Like, bro, what? What are we doing here? So I'm like, nah, man, fuck that shit, bro. This shit had me pissed off to the. I'm like, these niggas trash, bro. Y'all really just y'all ain't making this shit fun no more. Y'all doing on some dumb shit. That's why I say fuck that street shit because it don't lead nowhere but death and destruction. Like you can't tell me no otherwise. Fuck all that street shit. So this year has kind of like reinvigorated how I felt about hip hop. Like especially after the Drake and Kendrick battle. That battle actually made me feel like it was 2011 again. Because 2011, I feel like hip hop could only go further up, and then the shit just went up and just dropped down. So
So what's your takes on the Kendrick and Drake?
Drake got murdered. He got murdered. Like, okay. I've been listening to Kendrick since '09. And I know I from '09, I went back and started listening to all of his shit where he was K Dot and everything. Like one of my favorite K Dot joints is that LMAO, and that was fire. But when he turned to Kendrick Lamar, I saw the growth and I saw him battle in Nicholson Parks out there in Watts or whatnot. J Rock, he was with J Rock. Matter of fact, the introduction to Kendrick Lamar, everybody didn't know. You remember that song by Wayne? It was Wayne and J Rock. It was called All My Life.
Oh,
I'm gonna have to. I'll play it off camera because I'm here trying to get your shit taken down, nothing like that. But I'll play it, and I didn't know who he was. Nobody knew because it didn't have his name on it. I was like, who the fuck is this kid? Next thing you know, I hear his song with my homeboy. Me and him actually like he introduced me to Kendrick Lamar's music. But with Kendrick shit, he's always improved. He's never stopped improving. Lyrically, performance-wise, he never stopped improving. Drake, on the other hand, he's a actor turned rapper. The only one that kind of did that and actually will murder you is Mos Def and Ice Cube. But Kendrick took advantage of what Drake did. Drake actually fucked himself over. He fucked himself over because he went against the rules. He should have established himself after the Pusha T battle. Don't mention a man's family. When you mention a man's family, all gloves I have nothing but to do is take off the gloves, and that's exactly what happened. Like that joint he did with Future and Metro Boomin, that shit was fire. That that joint, okay, that started everything. Then J. Cole jumped in the window and jumped right back out the window saying, I want no part of this shit. Then Drake dropped that push-ups, and I was like, okay, this is pretty good for what it is. Then he dropped Taylor Made, which pissed me off. I didn't like that shit. I don't know if you heard it. That was the one where he actually had the AI Tupac and Snoop.
I ain't get too deep into it.
Well, I got deep into that bitch. All right. This is my recap then. Shit, for you don't. All right, I'm gonna give you the recap of it. Okay. Strategy wise, it was smart. Ethnic. Why I can't fucking talk today? Damn, my tongue left at home. Anyway, ethnically, it was trash because you used AI Tupac and didn't rhyme like Tupac. You rhymed like Drake over AI Tupac. It was trash. It was enough to piss a person off. So he did that. Then a few days went down the line. Kendrick drops Euphoria. Euphoria was so layered that everybody started blowing it off at first, but you couldn't. You couldn't blow it off because there was so many layers in that bitch. It's crazy. Because in Taylor Made, Kendrick responded to Taylor Made with that diss and that what was the name of that shit? 316 in 613 in LA. That was the second diss, which was actually fire. There was nothing Drake could do except when he dropped Family Matters and he really went all in on the situation of doing with his family. That shit was ass because you constantly punching on this man's family and the people he around, and he warned you 3 times don't do that. So he dropped Beat the Ground. I don't know. You heard that one too?
Yeah,
Did you ain't hit none of them shits?
nah,
Oh! Say you doing a disservice. Nah, people. In the comments, get on his ass. He supposed to listen to this shit. You supposed to be on this shit, baby. Get with the program, motherfucker. Nah, it's all bad.
I don't lie, but if I had to pick nobody, I'm King Drake if I had to pick.
Not Drake. Well, I'm sorry. Drake went out with a whimper. Because after they meet the Grams, he dropped that Not Like Us. And all he did was drop the Heart Part 6. Now, it was genius as far as like doing that.
Like business-wise, though. Business-wise, Drake, you just can't miss him because we all know him writing shit.
He ain't been the same since that battle, dog.
Like, we all know him writing shit for real. Like, he's not the originator to a lot of his shit. But it's like, he go pay the money to whoever it is. Enough hush money.
That's a no-no in hip-hop. That's a no-no. We don't do ghostwriters around here. When we do ghostwriters around here, get your shit together. Get your pen game up, motherfuckers. We don't do that. I'm looking dead in the camera. But all who actually hiring people to write for y'all, shame on y'all. Y'all disservice to the fucking crowd. There's a change coming, y'all. Understand that. You gotta get the fuck up out of here with that shit.
So you don't think everybody gets to a certain level, they still write anything though? A certain point in their career, you think they still write anything?
You can tell who does who and who does what. I can hear it. I can hear who, because it's like if you're a core fan of that person.
But I'm saying that, like, even you, like when you get to,
I'm not, because a lot of shit too personal for me is to actually like share with other people to write for me. Fuck no. Matter of fact, I record by myself. I don't want nobody else in the room with me unless we actually tag team and shit.
I feel like it's like a time thing too. Like,
I mean, but here's the thing. Okay, all right. Jay-Z still writes.
No, I'm not saying about you not writing. I'm saying writing everything. I feel like I feel like it's some things.
Yeah, but the thing is,
especially if you on the label, I feel like that's why they got songwriters.
But okay, here's the thing though. When it comes to that situation, like, all right, writing, the time situation should be scheduled on. Okay, all right. You should be dabbling here and there and there. Matter of fact, Tech Nine still writes all his shit, and he runs a company.
Yeah.
So it's like there's no excuse, because it's like, all right, if you care about this craft that much, if you care about the love of the art that much, you shouldn't have nobody else in there writing for you. But you shouldn't pay nobody to do it.
At the end of the day, too, though.
Huh?
It's still a business at the end of the day, too, though.
It's a business, but okay. If you're in the studio, the business part, okay, you should separate that shit. You making the records, you making all these records to give to the people. We as the people, as consumers of music, shouldn't be shortchanged at all, because it's like, me personally, I still buy albums. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? I still put I go to shows. I put my time and effort in that shit too. So it's like, as me as a consumer of hip hop, as a consumer of music, period, not just hip hop, I shouldn't be shortchanged. So fuck that. If you up here, bruh, if I find out Nas fucking has a ghostwriter, I'm done with this shit altogether. Fucking, I'm sorry. That's almost, bruh, finding your favorite artist, no, in hip hop, finding your favorite rapper that actually like has a ghostwriter is almost like walking in and seeing your pop smoke crack, son. No, we not doing that, son. We not doing that, bruh. I swear, if I find out Nas actually had ghostwriters for who he wrote Illmatic, my nigga, that's no. We not doing it. Get that shit the fuck up out of here. I'm sorry. No matter what level you at, it's like you should have some type of dignity and decency to be like, all right, this is the craft. This is what we go do.
HeEro, so how do you get in your creative process?
All right. There's multiple ways of doing that, which is weird, but it's my process. I normally, before I write on paper, I'll come up with a certain concept or something like that first. You know, shout out to my homeboy Lethal, who's also like the second half of the group we actually like about to actually come up and deal with. Truthfully Deranged. Shout out to him. And shout out to my homeboy Q Earthquake, the beat scientist, who's also like a producer as well. Um, I could be talking to them too, and we don't talk about we talk about music, but we talk about other shit in life or whatnot. And I could be like, all right, something he'll say or something they'll say or whatever, and it'll just spark something or whatever. Or I could be reading something, listen to an audiobook, and I'll be like, all right, cool. Come up with that concept, and then my next thing to do after I came up with that concept is to come up with the soundtrack for it, the actual, because I do produce. So I'll come up with that soundscape of that, and I'll try to mold that shit. I'll try to mold it into whatever's in my head. It's gonna sound like whatever I'm making. So I do that.
So you make your own tracks too?
Yeah, yeah. So I'll do that. Before I started making my own tracks, me and my homeboy, like I just gave him a shout out, Earthquake the beat scientist, my homeboy Q. We used to go back and forth and make stuff together, but he kind of chilled out a little bit, and I'm just making my own stuff. But whenever I need him, he'll be like, "Yeah, whatever." So me personally, I'll just come up with, I'll mold the soundscape myself and come up with it to sound whatever, and then that's when I'll start writing. But before I write on paper, I write in my head. I'll just be like, all right, and I'll just come up with different lines. And if something sticks out, immediately go to the phone, put that shit there. Or whatever I got to write, I'll just do that, put that down.
So you one of them artists who drug free?
Yeah. I don't smoke. I drink every now and then. I can't remember the last time I had me a drink. I don't remember that. But
you know, some people say that's how they get in there.
Yeah, they smoke or whatnot.
Creative process.
I'm a compulsive thinker. And then I got other ways of doing it. Like I may get on, like whenever I get time, I might play a game or something like that, depending on what I'm playing. But most of the games I play, I have to think. So, like I could play one of my favorite games, Hollow Knight. It's like a Metroidvania game, and it's like in order to find new spots in that bitch, you have to get lost. So while I'm doing that, and then I have it's a boss run game too. So while I'm doing that, I'm also thinking about like, okay, I could do this, could do this, could do this, could do that, and I'm piecing all this shit together, and I'll just write it. Now, when I write everything, I immediately come up. I have to come up with my delivery while I'm writing. Most people just write shit down and then come up with their delivery. My shit has to be like lined up perfectly. That way, it's no mishaps, no none of that. Because, like I said, I punch, I scheme a lot, and I build shit around it and everything, different phrases, homonyms, and everything like that. Alliteration, all that comes with it. So, if I line everything up, it's gonna take me a while to write. Most people be like, "Man, I be chucking shit out." I don't do that. I take my time with that shit. I make sure you go, whatever you listen to, you go stick with it. That's a problem I do have with a lot of people now. We treat music like it's McDonald's. Shit's supposed to be Ruth Chris, bro. Like you supposed to take your time with this shit. This shit is supposed to be valuable. I don't like the way everybody just chucking out music. I didn't like that shit for a while. It took me a while to get off that hamster wheel too, because I'm not gonna lie, I was kind of guilty of that shit too, where I was just creating shit.
People attack what they're not accustomed to.
Yeah, it is. Like, okay.
I ain't gonna lie. Some of the mumble rap be okay. I ain't gonna say I
listen to it for production though.
I ain't gonna say I condone in it, but some of it be okay.
I listen to it for the production. That's the thing about it. Like I understood what it was for. It was for production. It wasn't there for bars. We wouldn't go get no bars out of shit. Now some of the cats, like okay, XXXTentacion, Juice WRLD, them two.
I used to fuck with you.
Juice surprised me with a freestyle he did. And that shit was like a 10-minute freestyle, and he was just barring shit up.
Juice was hard.
Juice. I fucks with Juice. Juice was nice. XXXTentacion was that too. It took me a while to figure out what he was about. When he dropped that 21 album, that's when I was like, what the hell is this? Because my first time of hearing him is when he got, hate to say this shit, when he got punched on stage. And that was my first time, because I tuned in on Twitter. I'm like, what the fuck? What is everybody talking about? Like, this kid got punched. I'm like, all I see.
Punched on stage?
It was XXXTentacion. He got punched out on stage.
Okay.
And this shit went viral. I forgot what year this shit was. But shit went viral. And I was like, who the fuck is this kid? And everybody was like, oh yeah, man, it's XX Triple X. I'm like, what the fuck? I like, kept hearing his name, but I never dialed in at all. So it took until that 21 album. And when I listened to it, I was like, the shit, it was short, but it was emotional. It was made to show emotions. And I'm like, I get it. This I get what he's trying to do. I get that. So I took an appreciation to mumble rap to a certain degree because I understood what I was supposed to be listening to. See, some people don't understand what they're really supposed to be listening to when it comes to certain music. Like, you're not go get bars out of mumble rap like that. Just like the whole drill situation. That shit was that shit need to go somewhere. So I ain't gonna lie. The only person that made me understand what shit was.
Which is worse, trap or drill? In your opinion.
Okay. All
right.
All right.
Pick one.
I'm gonna give you my reasons why I'm gonna say which one is worse. Drill is worse. This is the reason why. My homeboy Lethal, like I said, he's half of the group that we building called Truthfully Deranged. He's from Chicago. He's from the south side of Chicago. Shout out to you, Lethal. He didn't know about this whole drill situation either, Chief Keef, around the time. Because at that time, he was listening to Slaughterhouse. When I found out about it, it was in the Kendrick Lamar concert in 2012. And they played Don't Like. And I didn't know who the fuck he was. Because Stolly came off and he brought out Manny Fresh. And we already like, yo, that shit was fire. Then they played that Don't Like and the whole crowd is turned the fuck up. And we like, I'm like, who the fuck is this? You're like, oh yeah, that's that Chief Keef. Don't Like. I'm like, who the fuck is Chief Keef? That's me. I'm trying to figure out who the fuck this out. I'm trying to figure out who he is. I don't know who the fuck he is. I'm like, whatever. So it goes on down the line. 2014, right? No, 2013. Going to 2013. I started listening to some of his shit. And I listened to Don't Like. And I started listening to Rondo Number 9 and started listening to all the other cats at the Dirk.
Nobody can't sleep on Finally Rich, though. That was a nice album, though.
For what it was, I get for what it was. That shit was intense. But listen, what made me actually open my...
He had some bangers on there.
He had some bangers. But it was the shit he was talking about that it went over my fucking head. It went over a lot of us head. Because we didn't know the lingo. We didn't know the lingo in Chicago. We know our lingo and shit. Like when we say, man, that shit, yeah, we know what that means. But that's like 3 seconds. It's like we saying, man, we got that yeah. Or you can get hit with that yeah. We know what the fuck we talking about. That's our lingo. We understand that shit. You know what I'm saying? I create my own lingo, but I still add back BR lingo to that bitch. You know what I'm saying? So we didn't know what the fuck we were talking about when motherfuckers talk about the ops and shit like that, caught lacking and nothing like that. We didn't know what the fuck motherfucker was talking about on King David. We didn't know what they were talking about like on King David and shit like that. We didn't know that shit. The song that made me actually open my eyes down the line was that song War by Chief Keef. If you never heard it, you would think that shit just like some goofy ass shit. Like straight up. Like when he's saying leave smoking on that, I ain't gonna say his name. But okay, Well, he said smoking on, and I'm like, man, what type of herb these motherfuckers smoking on? Like you hear names like Fathead and Poo Poo Man, and you like, nigga, nigga, what the fuck is that? That shit disgusting. Like, fuck, that's why I don't smoke, man. These fucking weird ass names. Like, man, what the fuck? And I didn't know this shit at the time. And I'm up to listen. I'm like, the beat go hard. It's dark as hell.
It's crazy because they really talking names.
Yeah, that's what. Look, it was this site called College Kid. Shout out to them. And they a Chicago-based site, and they started explaining all the shit that was going. I listened to it again, and I went on YouTube and typed up College Kid Chief Keef War, and they put it up, and I'm listening to it, I'm like, and I'm pausing, I'm reading this shit, and I'm like, wait, that's a real person? And I'm like, bro, I was shocked by listening to this shit. Like, dude, y'all really talk about dead people? Like the last person that did that and made me say, I'm done with this motherfucker was Gucci Mane when he did this song, The Truth. When he was talking about Jeezy, and I was like, nah, I can't fuck with this shit. We don't deal with dead people like that. We don't do that. That's disrespectful. But these motherfuckers blatantly talking about that shit. And you know what? Trap rap actually birthed drill rap because of that beef between Jeezy and Gucci. That song, The Truth, if he would have never did that shit, you would have never got them cats smoking on this, smoking on that. Because to be honest with you, Chicago rappers, they basically get their shit from down here. Like, think about it. You ain't hear nobody talk about Savage before Webby. Webby was the first. Webby, get your kids. They are kids of Webby. You never heard shit about. He was the first one to talk about savage life, savage this, savage that. But it was a different way he was doing it. He wouldn't talk about smoking on nobody or doing it. So he would talk about street shit, but he was doing it in a different way. He was talking about, you know, I'm a savage. I'm out here. I'm gonna get it by any means. That was Webby's shit. That's his shit. Chicago rappers took that shit and they adopted it and they turned it to some other shit. This ain't no shot at no Chicago rappers and nothing like that. But this is I'm understanding the origin of where all shit goes. Everything comes from everything. So they took it and went to a whole different level. I didn't understand what the fuck they were doing until I listened to HeEro Welcome to Phase Online. And that shit was sophisticated enough to understand what the fuck was going on in Chicago. I was like, oh, it's fucked up. So, yeah, drill rap is way worse. And then we got New York drill. New York drill, and they got South African drill. Now, to be honest with you, New York drill is basically the whole new drill style that they got. That shit comes from grime up in the UK. So they style the whole 808s, the riding 8 or that shit like that. The 808 drops they got and the sliding 808s, that's from UK. That's UK style of rap. That's why it sounds like that. That's how they rhyme up there. So Pop Smoke came out and did something completely different, but he took Mellow 808, who from the UK, and they combined this shit together, and that was Pop Smoke style. Rest in peace. But I don't like it because they really talking about shit that them niggas really done, and I don't like that shit because all these Ricos happen because of that shit. Look at Derek's situation.
I feel like, in a sense, though, how you gonna charge the nigga that play John Wick with murder? With music, it's just like you acting, but you listening.
Okay. This is a double-edged sword, and I'm gonna explain. Me and my homeboy, we talked. Like, me and my homeboy Letha, we talked about this shit.
Like, I understand that niggas be going too far and putting.
They shit go way too far, cause they talk about shit they did yesterday.
Cause people, cause I get it from an artist standpoint, and I get it from an investigating standpoint. You saying shit only the killer knows. That's how they look at it. All right. In the investigating.
This is why I say trap rap is it's bad, but it ain't that bad. Cause this is what I mean. When you hear rappers like T.I. and Jeezy, they talk about the shit they did, but it's statute of limitations to it. There's no statute of limitations to murder at all. They talked about like how they used to do and what they did at a certain period of time. They gained a lot of experience through that shit. A lot of experience that was unwarranted. I'm pretty sure they would say that if they could take the shit back as far as like the losses that they had, they would. But they were never incriminating themselves when it came to shit. These motherfuckers are talking about murders. They talk about scores. An op is a score. You gotta realize it's a look. Okay, the whole Dirk situation. He's basically a tale of glory and defeat. What I mean by that is this. You had people online troll you saying you didn't slide for Von, you didn't do this for Von, when he was a fucking serial killer. Dirk could have paid for all the shit that Von did, because think about this. Von got away with the shit he did because the witnesses turned up missing or dead. And he raps about this shit. He talks about this shit in his records. Dirk talk about a lot of shit. Matter of fact, the whole Quando Rondo shit, he talked about that shit on the whole record. And then sampled the fact that he actually, when what's okay, rest in peace, Lil Pap, the dude who got killed in the situation in LA. When he talked about this shit, he sampled him screaming on the song. That's fucking sick, dog. That is way worse than trap. Yes, you fed the hood and all this and that. You did what you did in the trap, and you did that to survive to actually do what you do today. Unmorally, yes, but I get it. You had to do that to survive. That was the whole point. However, these motherfuckers are really trying to, like, oh, they knocked out 4 our people, we gonna knock out 20 of them today, and we gonna put it in the song and tell them we smoking on their homeboy. What? Nigga, get the fuck out of here with that shit. That's some demonic shit, bro. Straight up. Nah, bro. You gotta be and then on top of that, what the fuck is this demon time shit? Bro. Come on, son. Like, okay. Bruh. Us being from the South, a lot of us got parents, grandparents. We grew up in the church. That's a no-no. We ain't never heard no shit like that until drill rap came out there. Motherfucker talk about demon time. What? Bro, do you know what a demon is? That's some evil shit, bro. You look, it was one dude who actually said I forgot what it was, but he dug up his op the day after he died. After they had the funeral, dug him up and threw him on his grandma's porch. Serious? It's funny because Dave Chappelle had a skit like that. It's not funny because it's like real life. Because, bro, after you see your son buried and dead, you saw him last in that casket. Now he up on your porch. Nah, that shit way worse, son. That shit way worse. That's some demonic ass energy that I don't condone at all. Like, it's fucked up. Like, like I said, the whole Dirk situation, he a cautionary tale. Like I said, he a victory of, not a victory. He's a tale of victory and defeat, because he made it out and he couldn't let go of the street shit at all. That's why I'm an advocate of saying fuck the streets, not the people, the fucking mentality.
Crazy though, like, this man, you say dude gave you 50 bands, but the whole time you snitching on him. It's already in play why he gave you 50 bands. You say this on camera.
You know what's worse than that? The Young Dolph situation, though.
Yeah, the Young Dolph situation.
That shit pissed me off.
Because what makes y'all think y'all was going to get paid to kill $1 million?
Bro, you know 2 of them, right? 2 of the dudes who did the hit, right? This is the shit that pissed me off. One of them was in the crew with Dolph. So they fell off with they fell off.
Dolph ain't take him serious.
Yeah, he fell off with him, and I'm like,
Dolph ain't take him serious.
So he fell off with him, and he became envious, not jealous. Jealousy, okay, let me break this down for y'all. Y'all be saying people jealous hearted. Okay, if you believe in God like I do, God's a jealous God. Jealousy is not the problem. Envy is the problem. Envy will make you do some shit, some evil shit. It ain't jealousy. Matter of fact, I can see a dude, he making it. I could be jealous of him. I could be like, well, damn, he doing that shit. But that jealousy can motivate you into actually being like, I'm gonna get on my shit and be. I see him and it can make me jealous of his spot because I'm like, I should be standing next to that dude. And you could take it two ways. You could see that dude and be like, man, that dude up there, he winning. I need to get on my shit. Or you could take it like, man, he winning. Man, fuck that nigga. I'm gonna catch that nigga. You can look at it two ways. Envy will make you actually do some evil shit. Now, the first dude, he was envious as dog. The second dude, he was a fucking junkie. He was chasing his perk addiction. They will go do the whole situation for $100 grand and end up getting what, $800.
Come on, man. Come on, man. What makes you think that you was about to get paid for killing them?
$800 fucking dollars.
$1 million.
You crashed out for $800. You hurt Memphis, Tennessee for $800. Dolph was feeding people, bro.
But before you did that, you at least know you had to get half.
Fuck that.
But I'm saying,
okay,
all right. Though.
Hypothetically speaking, if I'm a hitman, I'm getting my shit up front. I don't give a fuck what you talking. You pay me up front, or he go walk away. I want half up front because if you don't give me that other half, I'm gonna be down. I'm gonna hunt you down, granted. But I'm gonna make sure I get that first half. These motherfuckers didn't do nothing. They did the whole job and didn't get shit but $800.
Like, I at least gotta get half of the money up front. This ain't the average person. This ain't no meal. You no disrespect to you, but this ain't no meal. You talk about this.
Yeah.
$1 million.
He probably worth more than that. But even then, I'm not even gonna pocket watch the fact that I'm gonna look at it like this. This is a bigger picture than me. He was feeding people. He was doing exactly what Nipsey. That's another person. And I'm talking about this. I'm getting emotional because it pisses me off because these are people. Two people that were feeding the people, dog. They were feeding the people. They were giving people jobs, opportunities. On some real, that's some scrub shit, bro.
That's real.
That's some sucker shit. Yeah, you can say it. That's some sucker shit. That's some sucker shit. They were feeding the people, dog. Now, I'm serious. You wonder why these rappers leave the hood and don't come back. Shit like that. Everybody who gets some money, they be like, man, I'm trying to get the fuck away from this bitch. They don't want to stay in this bitch because why? If y'all got people who actually feeding y'all, why are you knocking them off, dog? They should be the most protected motherfuckers in the hood. Instead, you go do some scrub shit like that. That's why I said I'm an advocate for fuck the streets. Because that shit like that don't come. What? Come on, dog. Them people supposed to be protected, bro. If you actually see somebody actually helping out in the hood like that who really helped, and you know where they came from. Really, bro? Y'all some... That is some fuck shit, bro. That's some fuck shit. Fuck y'all, man. I stand on that. Fuck y'all. Y'all taking out people who actually doing right by the community. What? Come on, dog. These people supposed to be protected. That's some trash ass shit. I said that before. I made a post on this shit on my IG. Y'all motherfuckers trash. Y'all hardcore trash for that. Y'all anybody and y'all. I don't understand this, bro. These people actually ain't in the streets like that. They really like building shit. And Dolph was like building properties and building up on properties and shit like that, and housing and everything. Memphis still hurt behind that shit, bro. LA finally actually looking right for people. After Kobe passed, that was a dark ass cloud everywhere. Then when Nipsey passed, it was like LA just took a whole dive. LA finally starting to get that rhythm back, and I see them actually winning like that. That's good they winning. Cali winning like that. I see them winning. Memphis took a hard hit, dog. That you can't replace a dude like Dolph. You can't replace a dude like Nipsey. That's some fuck shit, bro. And then on top of that, what was it? Yo Gotti brother, who actually did the hit.
That's who they played on. And I think that's just because he did on some street shit.
It's
Somebody
what was crazy? There's nothing but a cycle of that shit. It's trash, dog. It's stupid. There's no winning behind any of that. Because you take one person out, another person go. It's a cycle. It's stupid. I don't know what to say about that shit, bro. That shit trash.
Where people can find you at though, bro?
I'm mostly on my Twitter. It's at THE_O_outcast OUTCAST, and I got a link in the bio where you can go to all my shit. I'm on IG, the same handle. You can find my YouTube through my IG or my Twitter. I actually got to rebuild my website. I got to rebuild that everything to get that straight. I am working on new music. When I leave from here, I actually am going to finish up some shit that I got going on with the music. I will tell you this. In situations with this music right now, there's a change coming, and I don't know if y'all seen it. It's happening. Just know shit is changing, and I'm actually a part of that change completely. So before the party dies, I'm actually crash the party right quick. That's all I'm gonna tell you on that. However, I am coming with some new music. It's real soon, and I will definitely be letting you know about that soon about the music. It's definitely, this one is gonna punch you in the face. It's meant to. And the rest of the time, I'm gonna be punching y'all in the fucking face. You can't duck on this one. I'm too quick for you. You know what I'm saying? Just Bobby better bob and weave with this shit. All my music is gonna be punching you in the face. So just be looking for some heavy shit that's coming your way. I'm gonna just say that. So like I said, my Twitter, THE_O_outcast. That link in the bio, and it's definitely gonna show you where I'm at all together. So follow me from there. Pay attention. The story of the Shadow King is about to be a good one. So yeah,